Yeah. It's called Sex Panther, ExP, O.P.1 on the cuts. Yo, Luke Fatigue on the beat. Yo, this is RemarkableFraud, and this is for Jack.
It's called Sex Panther. 60% of the time.
Rappers talk about women every time, and we enjoy Biggie's a friend of mine. But never mind that, in the 90s it was effective, and it's still awkward as hell listening to the sex skits. I mean, what possesses anyone to record, fake or not? A load of moaning and groaning in between your famous songs to prove what? You get ladies or ladies get you? Does the idea that we think you've never done it vex you? Is this school again? Are we back in sixth form, laughing at virgins, chatting about FHM and porn? Can we accept that people have sex and move on with our lives? Or is it cause sex sells? I would not be surprised. Now evolution makes us obsessed over it, releases all sorts of endorphins to reward, so it isn't surprising that it's a focus of our everyday lives. But we've evolved to be civilized. Men can take wives, men can override this instinct to spread the chuffing seed that was instilled in us way before we hung from trees. Or can we? Is that the point? I can already sense laughter, cause you believe deep down every man is a... That's why women who sleep around are sluts and men that do are pimps. Kings have given many women, it's been like that ever since. And the worst thing is you see the way fame attracts some lasses, giving themselves away with barely chance to bat the lashes. I pray if I have a daughter, she's not praying for the... My nieces get older every day, kids' TV gets blander, and the next step is to get blathered. I should have had a godson, cause then I wouldn't have had to purchase a blooming shotgun.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't.
Yo, live from the groove. Yo, big up to Jack. Big up to Dweller.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
R.I.P. Yosemite Bear, the original double rainbow guy.
It's a double rainbow all the way.
O.P.1 on the beat.
It's a double rainbow all the way.
When life gives you rain, hail, snow, see a double rainbow and say hell no. There's so many reasons for you to let go. I try and find a silver lining or rainbow. So, when life gives you rain, hail, snow, give it to it. I've been getting used to living through the big illusion. The death will never happen, if it does it's never gruesome. But then dementia comes along and changes my conclusion. Can't live for the day, I got stuff to do tomorrow. The future to plan for, a moment I'd like to borrow. And though my life's a doddle, others fighting through their sorrow. I've been getting angry every chance I've had, but at what though?
It's a double rainbow all the way.
Awesome, mate. I should have told myself I've got more to gain. All this rage is surely pain, been rooted in my brain. At the same time, I've forgotten creating again. And I can't recommend it enough. It's so splendid sitting men in yourself doing what you love. And life is such a rush, hard to fit it in with what's expected of you. But remember what you're doing on this crust, cuz I ain't got a clue, and it's honestly true. I said it was enjoying the view, appreciating the sound, smells, or senses you can. But the anger just takes over and the crap, it's the fan. Deep breath, focus on the double rainbow. Force myself in bed even if I wear the same clothes. Try and crack a smile too, even if it weighs loads. Can't let the love get defeated by the hate. So when life gives me rain, hail, snow, see a double rainbow and say hell no. There's so many reasons for me to let go. I try and find a silver lining of
rainbow.
Yo, when life gives you rain, hail, snow, see a double rainbow and say hell no. There's so many reasons for you to let go. I try and find a silver lining of rainbow. Just know life is the fight you postpone, putting off death till the final chokehold. When the grim reaper comes, I won't go, but he runs fast, I can only jog slow. So when I'm thinking life is worse than so-so, gotta act like the afterlife's a no-go. Instead of feeling anger and aggro, face the downpour, check the double rainbow. Yo.
Double rainbow. Double rainbow. Double rainbow.
How does thinking work? I think I kinda understand that the brain consists of nerves and little surges of electricity fizz between and bursts, and some might help linking words while others make you sit or curse or shit or search or quit or hurt or live or learn or live or work or scribble verse or kick some dirt or listen burp or hit a person or attempt to consider infinity or think of 100 things then go back to what you thought originally. It simply is the pinnacle of what we live and breathe. This thinking thing, the interlinking king of everything we see, the most complex structure in the known universe. It's ludicrous that in the queue of supreme evolution you'd be first, but there you are with that thing in your head, calculating your every move, interpreting every step, processing the smell, the sound. Yeah, I've been through this, there's loads, and then translating that and telling you so you know. You gotta love the brain. Everybody's got one and though they look the same, each one is individual. It's something of a miracle. They're full of everything you do. Without it, there just isn't you. You gotta love the brain. About 1.5 kilo is what they weigh. Billions of neurons connected by synapses, communicating via axons which are protoplasmic. No idea what that means.
The brain.
Yeah, it's the brain.
The brain.
It's the brain, yo. Big up the spills, yo.
The brain.
Produced by Kill Money. Big up to O.P.1 and Colby. This is trivia.
Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia.
I'ma give it to ya. Here's some trivia. Sucre is the capital of Bolivia. Google was originally named Backroad. Benjamin Franklin imported America's first bathtub. Some cats are related to humans. The measure of quantity of visual light is a lumen. I'm assuming you know it all, mate, but bubble wrap was originally intended as wallpaper. Remember when you watched the DVD, the anti-pirate thing you couldn't skip easily, saying you wouldn't steal a carb off a TV screen. The back of music was used illegally. Glitter can be used as forensic evidence. In Victorian times, pineapples were a symbol of decadence, and ever since I had the police round, mate, I found a CIA read 5 million tweets a day. Piece of cake. Why do we say piece of cake? They used cake back in the day as a prize giveaway. David Williams isn't gay. Simon Cowley's, he spent millions to say it ain't. The strongest argument for God is this one: who made the moon 400 times closer than the sun? The sun's 400 times bigger than the moon, so they fit exactly over one another. Well, you know, Russia's surface area is greater than Pluto. In Japan, it's good luck for your kid to cry at a sumo. Attempted murder is the collective noun for 2 crows. Hans Christian Andersen wrote Emperor's New Clothes. For every human, there's 1.6 billion ants. These are my top vinegar facts. November 1st is National Vinegar Day. Use white vinegar on wine stains to make them go away. That's enough vinegar trivia. The word for left-handed was originally sinister. Sir Robert Walpole was Great Britain's initial prime minister. The Dominican Republic is different from Dominica. Most kids can count 100 by age 6. Will Smith turned down being Neo in Matrix. 1567, the man with the biggest beard alive trips over it running from a fire and dies. Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived 2 atomic bombs. Francois Maran invented the vol au vent. 1970 was San Diego's first Comic Con. Mulder and Scully in real life never got along. You Uranus was the first planet discovered by telescope. The first domesticated animal was a goat. Attack the cane, sustain the sound as its envelope. Some bike races take place in a velodrome. Melatonin is a hormone that anticipates the night. Rocky Marciano never lost a fight. The smallest kite to fly is 5 mil high. A World War code break of his mother to Bill Nye. Info.CERN was the first website. 42 inches average British male chest size. Apparently 36 years average breast size. 100 quid in cash is the Croft's best prize. Tight Raw, Remarkable Fraud. It's called Meh.
Yo, what's up? This is hip hop.
I say to it, cause I'm fed up of not getting the best of it. I sit around all down cause I'm stressed and shit. But life's far too short, so to heck with it. Make a tit out of myself, get vexed a bit. But lately, things seem like they're extra big. When really, all I need is an exorcist to get rid of the spirit of the pessimist. So forget the shit, I need to concentrate. There's a lot of wasted time, I need to compensate. Used to do a song a day till I got long in face. And who cares whether it's summer that you want to rate? I've only just discovered that I've got no fate. And one day I'll be laying in a box and grave, or even burnt to ashes after songs of praise. I'd rather be here than there, that's the concept, mate. It should be my life's motto. Life's proper good in the hood when I'm blotto. But I wake up the next day with a headlight. Uh-oh, probably shouldn't have said what I said and kept my gob closed. I've got loads of regrets that are similar still. There's no point killing yourself over spilling the milk. I never wanted to be king of the hill, just a diligent civilian that's written it ill. I made a beat a week, decided to give it a rest. There were enough people commenting for this, I was blessed. But there's only so long the internet can big up your chest. Gotta get out in the real world and give it your best. Cause at the end of the day, just a pen and a page, a guy go bend on a stage who remembers the days forever amazing. HMV spending his wage, getting brand new second hand or some Eminem Dre, some Venomous Cage, whatever, it's irrelevant, mate. Cause it's 2021, I've been checking the date, nothing worse than saying that. Cause with every play from 22 onwards, it'll sound terribly aged. Anyway, generally everybody's obsessed with the fame. Whatever happened to making art for the sake of it, mate? If it's getting on top of you and you aren't taking the strain, take a load off your back and remember to say to it, mate. What? Time for a t-shirt change, I reckon. ExP.UK to get yours. I don't do normal gigs. I do Yorkshire gigs. I do awkward gigs. You can guarantee that it's not my sort of shit, but I still drag myself about out of my comfort zone. Cause I love my home, gripping tight to the dice till it's right for another role. Cause two things can happen once I exit my safe place. Somewhat good or somewhat bad will take place. Cause I don't know if you didn't know, but I'm little known, so promoters booking me aren't guaranteed a ticket sold. Hard sell for them and a hard sell for me. Trying to hustle online with the heartfeltest tweet. Most people don't go to gigs, even if it's free. And rapping so rarely right live, the reasons tend to be bad sound, bad mic technique, bad acoustics, and sound guys that know what they're doing are mad elusive. Man, I don't do normal gigs, I do awkward gigs, where I support some dick whose online presence is glorious, and he could chuck a couple crumbs on the table to the promotion disabled. Cause I'm not able to drum up the same interest and support slots for once a sure shot. Nowadays groups opening up for big artists will invest, buy onto the tour, it might open the door. Well, I hope for applause from my localish audience. And every gig is always on some awkward shit. The money's crap, time is changed, sound is awfulness.
Watch out for the mic lead, mate, it's a bit dodgy.
Of course it is. The headliner wants to go on before I spit, so they can get their money and call it quits. Cause this venue's not designed for rap performances. I don't do normal gigs, I do boring gigs. I do warm-up gigs and act like a mother chuffing tore that shit. Day after I'm on Twitter and Instagram like the flipping man. Big up to this and that, last night was the friggin' jam. Rappers are always buzzing after gigs, it was probably lame. Trying to find a pic, well you can't tell nobody came. How'd you make a room of 12 people look busy when DJs check their emails and play a whole city? Hundreds of people packing in to dance to something they've listened to for years, man, I understand. That's why old bands are killing it, we all love the familiar. Still touring stadiums with albums from last millennium. Give the new guy a look in.
What's he cooking?
A track about how his gigs are crap.
Fuck him.
I don't do normal gigs, I do boring gigs. 8 acts on, doors at 6 by 9. Even the promoter starts to snore and shit. There's a few people with pints, a few here for the night, but they'll speak all the time that you speak on the mic to me. Yeah, that's alright. See, what is the point? Buy a record at the door, go home with your life. But playing live does have its good sides, and it's always when the audience is having a good time. Just right, sound of mic's cool, good level, and the monitors, and everyone's bopping along solidly to your offerings. And probably the reason I'm so down on it is cause the amount I've done where the sound is shit. Go to Northamptonshire, Corby Town for gigs, cause time and time again, man, the crowd is sick. But mostly I don't do normal gigs. I don't get booked for the awesome gigs. How can I talk to the audience when there's 4 of them? I don't do normal gigs. Don't do normal gigs. Don't do normal gigs. Big up 2 Chills Myth on the beats. Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much,
Hash finger on the beat. There's nothing I love more than a Samuel Smith's pub. There's one called the Shoulder of Mutton in Bradford, and you can get 2 pints for a £5 and come back with change. But unfortunately the rest of England isn't the same. All the bars in Leeds charge at least £4 a pint. You can tell me to get with the times, but it's Yorkshire, I'm tight. I'm not about to break a tenner for a drink with a mate, and £2 for a bag of crisps. Give me a break. This a mistake, it says my cup of coffee was £4. You just mixed some water with granules and poured it. People in the service industry are living off your tips, cause the company pays them no, which is of course shit. But capitalism got us passive instead of acting livid. Companies increase the profit, people add the difference, and they can dodge the tax cause they're providing the jobs. Be like me and decide that the cost too high for them costs. Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much?
I said, Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
I went on a stag do to London the other year. £5.50 for a motherfucking beer. I was broke by the first night. London's so super. Plus my mate had his phone nicked by some guy on a scooter. How the hell do people manage Polish, English and Spanish, African, Hispanic, Asian, Danish, Islamic? To rent a property in Zone 4's like 3 times the cost of a flat in central Bradford. See why I'm lost? The local spa is selling orange juice a couple quid more than any place in the north, and I just can't ignore. I walk in and look to buy some stuff, then walk out, cause I'd rather go hungry and thirsty than fork out. So chuff London and chuff capital cities. People gravitate towards them, and it's a pity. The streets are paved with gold directly from your wallet, but there are more opportunities here. Oh, stop it. Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much?
Yo, I said, Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
A poor man can't afford to buy cheap clothes. A tight man waits for Christmas so family can buy those. I don't mean they're cheap, I just mean I don't have to pay for them. I've been wearing the same boxers and socks since a teenager, and my shirts are mainly hand-me-downs from my wife's uncle. Not cause he grew out of them, just cause he had a bundle. I'll take it if it's going, don't be wasting it on charity. Saying I wear the same things isn't going to embarrass me. Men are supposed to buy engagement rings with 3 months salary. I got a family heirloom when I asked Ange to marry me. Actually, I found that spending lavishly is bad for me. I don't go anywhere with cash on me. The missus handbag has to be in attendance at all times, cause my wallet ain't. We've got a joint account, I'm not so tight she's gotta pay. But if we walk into the place cause the food sounds good, I'm still staring at the menu thinking how much? Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
Mr. how much, Mr. how much, Mr. how much are you charging?
I said, Mr. How much, Mr. How much, Mr. How much are you charging?
Mr. How much, Mr. How much, Mr. How much are you charging?
DJ O.P.1 on the beat. This is called Wack. It's from my remix album, RemarkableFraud, out now on vinyl, ExP.uk. If you haven't got a record player, you might have a body you can put a t-shirt on. You know what I mean? Here's an unwelcome opinion from a nobody. I don't really like what's out now, no, sorry. But a lot of dudes hear it and go copying. Nearly always the end product's so soggy. I can smell a genuine track a mile away. I don't need to give anything else the time of day. Only got finite hours I can waste. And quite frankly, I think it may be time to say it. Understatement, mate, it's terrible. Another track saying that you're sexual. An earworm to infect the vegetables. How are these artists even credible? What is this crap on the radio? Millions of views, what you pay for those? Ripped off music as a teenager though, so in a way maybe I'm to blame for those pop tracks that are cost the senses, while making independent music's largely senseless. If you've not got a job propping up your ventures, then you haven't got much chance to put a dent in. And it's kinda hard to make it just for you. 90% of the time it's mainly what I do, but it's great to make some moves and people taking what you do. Some will like it, some will buy it, some will say it's nothing new, and it's years of work summed up there. Cheers, mate, is that really fair? I was up till all I was writing this. Music helps me prove that I exist. At the end of the day, I'm fair game. I'm whack, you're whack, it's all the same. Some people like flavor, some hate cinnamon. Everybody has opinions. It's what makes us individual and miserable. You wanted to leave the EU, I have to live with you. You have to live with me, wishing I was free, drinking socialist champagne in a bungalow in Leeds. But please, can we do away with all the whack shit? Do we really need the unrecyclable plastic? Pretty soon if we don't do something drastic, we're all going to hell in a handbasket. That wouldn't be great, would it, mate? Stop pretending climate change will go away. The global temperature's still rising. We see evidence and act like it's surprising. A dying planet we could've loved. We'll take it all and look for other stuff. Another species extinct cause of us. For cash there's nothing the government won't cover up. Democrats that undemocratically frack and bag you up in jail if you've got problems with that. Nothing shall stand the tide of capitalism in a world of blagging a living or having a giving. And a charity thing is, if I gave away a fiver to every worthwhile cause that needed my support, I'd be a broke man instead of all I'm either. I don't give anybody anything instead of my support is whack. I don't have a good excuse. I should be out fighting for my views. What's sitting about ever done? They changed the law, I sat through every one. This is how Handmaid's Tale began, and pretty soon I'll be moving to Canada. An immigrant trying to emigrate from a violent state. As soon as they agree to take me, I'll escape. But I can't, I'm not an EU citizen. I did always identify with being a British one, but it's kinda sad to see my freedom destroyed. Would I have worked in Europe? That's not the point, but we all emigrated from Africa. Essentially we're saying the land that we're standing on, that's for us, but it couldn't be less the case. We just infest the place and say others are inferior cause of their race. We're exactly the same species. When is someone gonna police these far-right knobheads that claim they're patriotic? We're snowflakes, but they're offended by many topics like immigration, benefits and gender. Religious groups not selling poppies in November, spreading fake news to aid their agenda, blaming their problems on anyone but them cause they're a bunch of idiots looking for scapegoats. Don't blame those tax dodgers on their race boats. It must be the guy on benefits that caused this, or the innocent immigrant or some other horse shit. But I do know this is an echo chamber. Most people that listen to me were Remainers. So while you're nodding your head in agreement, putting this all on the track hasn't achieved much. Yeah, this is Have to Do. Spills produced this, producer of Red Zone. This is on Remarkable Fraud, the remix album, ExP.UK. Yo, people wanting something different, but I'll have to do. Is it just a remix album? It'll have to do. Do my solo stuff, I've got a man I have to do. And there's far too much I've written down I have to do. People wanting something different, but I have to do. Is it just a remix album? They'll have to do. Do my solo stuff, I've got a man I have to do. And there's far too much I've written down I have to do. The cypher's not coming back, and good luck with Flame Griller. The answers to questions I get most days on Twitter. Nah, that's not true, I've had no mentions today. The center of my own universe, remember the name. Lowercase x between capital E and a P. It isn't that hard, man, still they say EXP. Guess it makes the odds, what's in the name? I'm too obsessed, better than my teenage alias Voodoo X. I think it's lame to have an X in your name. Honestly, well, I'm called XP. I'm just trolling myself, but it's too late to change. I've got a logo and all, and spent 50 quid on a road sign to go on my wall. So I'm sticking with it, still giving solo a go. Trying to get my monthly stats to match my own crew though. Fat chance, cap in hand if you listen to me. Buy my album, buy my CD, cause the digital's free. People wanting tapes, vinyl will have to do. What about a USB? Vinyl will have to do. But I don't have a deck, vinyl will have to do. Why? Cause I'm so cool. It's a poser thing you're noticing. I know that most of you don't own a thing that does a record justice, but I appreciate you deviating from the norm and buying stuff I spent enough time to make so I could create just this. Cause digital is great but intangible. I want to hold something in my hands and read the crack in full. And if you're the type to write a comprehensive manual, I'm dapping you, cause acting like an album matters is that attitude. Singles every which way, when's the album due? You've got a YouTube mixtape with 1,000 views. I heard you've got half a year and I'm down with you. How's that new wave vibe working out for you? Sounding cool, I love soulless music. If you don't pour your soul in, your soul is useless. No, I can say that won't make me sound old. Music was better when I was 11 years old. They don't make them like that anymore. And kids these days, cliches, can't jump on stage with my knee pain. Knee pain for beats? Nah, you're alright, dude. People send me better tracks than mine, but mine are all I can write too. Besides, I'm not like you. I'm hungrier for my dinner tonight than the spotlight. You should go ahead. Make sure you don't ruin it. It's easier for me to criticize when I'm not doing it. Calling crap music crap is something that I have to do. But listening to me is something you don't have to do. So huge big ups if you listen to XP. And that's enough of that. Let's crack on with album.